Hi, in this video I'm going to show you a small shortcut that you can take when you're asked to find the percent. So let's do an example. What percent is 14 out of 87? Now, neither of these two numbers are nice round numbers, so we can kind of guess that the answer is going to be a messy decimal. So what we could do is, instead of setting up the whole percent formula, we could just put part over whole. And that gives us a fraction. So 14 is the part, it goes on top, and 87 is the whole, it goes down below. Now, I know that fractions can be converted into decimals if we divide the numerator by the denominator. So let's turn this fraction into a division problem. And notice that when I did this, I put the 14 inside the house and I added a decimal point and 3 zeros behind. That's because I'm going to need 2 decimal digits to give me a percent and 1 more so that I can round it to the nearest whole percent. If I wanted to round to the nearest tenth of a percent, I would need an extra 0. And you know, this is a double-digit long division problem, so to help me do this, I'm going to say, well, 87 rounds to 90, and I'm just going to jot down along the side the 9 times table, and then add some zeros to give me the 90 times table, and that will help me to estimate how many times 18 goes into the number as I work my way through the problem. Okay, this is actually the hardest part because it's a little bit tedious to do all of the calculations, but let's get started. It's not so bad if you use these estimates to help you. So 87 goes into 140. Well, it doesn't go into 1, it doesn't go into 14, so I'm going to look at how many times it could go into 140. And I'm guessing that this is going to be too big, so it only goes in 1 time. And of course, it's not 90, it's 1 times 87, so underneath I have 87. And when I subtract this, I get, oh, that's going to be 13 after all. 13 minus 8 is 5. I get a remainder of 53, and I bring down my next 0. 87 goes into 530. Well, you know what? It might actually squeeze in 6 times because it's not 90. That this is only an estimate, and this estimate is high. So let's go ahead and check down below. 87 times 6. 6 times 7 is 42. And 4. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 4 is 52. It does. It just barely fits in there. So that goes in 6 times. Don't forget to record your answer up top as you go along, because otherwise that's a lot of detective work later on to figure out what numbers belong in those missing spaces. So I put 522 down below, and I keep on working my way down here. So 30 minus 22 is 8. So my remainder is 8, and I can bring down a 0. Well, that's handy. 87 doesn't go into 80, it goes in 0 times. So far I have enough information to round this to the nearest percent. So if 14 out of 87 is about, I should make this approximately equal to 160 thousandths, or 0.160, then I can round this to 16%. And that is the small shortcut that you can take. It's just basically cutting out the percent formula part and just focusing on the part over whole and converting it to a decimal. There's pretty much no way you can get around doing this long division unless you use a calculator to figure that out.